All debts forgotten. Imagine the freedom and what it would be like to live that out. Of being peace when the rains come and when they don't. Of being peace in the drought and in the flood. What would that be like? At peace as the moon rises and as the moon sets, modeling and teaching us infinity, eternity, the cycle of life, of love, of nature, no beginning, no end. How would you live differently from that understanding? What would it be like to be at peace in all matters? Whether they like you or whether they don't. All debts forgiven. I am at peace. What would it be like to choose peace in every situation and to recognize the power, the inner power of the choice in any matter, in any circumstance, in any situation? You, I have an option to choose an easier path. What would it be like to do that? Imagine you see your life like it's a third party. So look at you lying there in your bed. And the eyes open, and the first thought is, I choose peace. And then you're about to move to get out of the bed, and the knees hurt, or the neck hurts. I choose peace. Then you proceed to your bathroom mirror and look in the eyes there in that mirror. So instead of looking at the body and the hair and all the fault finding we've done with the body all these years, look into the eyes and what is looking back at you. Peace is an option. And then move down to the kitchen. Remember when you ate bread, pick up some toast, put it in the toaster. All is well. And then the toast pops up and it is burnt. Burnt toast. I choose peace. Peace is an option, even with burnt toast. Imagine you begin to move to your car. And every driver along the path is apparently from Kentucky. We have no driving schools in Kentucky. Peace is an option, even in the traffic. What would it be like to accept what you cannot change? To change what you can, and to know the difference. Get a sense of how the world would change and how the world does change. Every moment, one of us chooses peace. Imagine your life as peace, undisturbable. No Velcro. Nothing can stick to you. There's no buttons anymore. And the nerves that you had, that the people around you know exactly how to get on, are not live anymore. Would you say it silently? Peace is an option. Peace is always an option. Lead us not into the temptation of mind. Deliver me from false thinking. Deliver me from patterns unobserved. Our Creator, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. God is. I am. I think it. I pray it. I live it. And so it is.
And the work that Martha brings is called just that. In one way, it's called The Work by Byron Katie. She's a certified facilitator. She is also a healthy congregations facilitator. I don't know how many titles and letters and adjectives you have after your name. I only know that in my experience with you, that there have been times when I've been doing like that song said, you know, forwards and backwards, upwards and downwards and aroundwards and dithering. And my experience of working with Martha is peace, is sanity, it's wholeness. I can't offer you anything more than that.
Do you have an idea about how blessed you are to have a minister that 15 years here? And one that's clear that her role is to comfort you and to afflict you. So she has done her job well to mentor you and to torment you. And I think congregations like us here have a tendency to take it for granted. You know, like in your life, you take things for granted until it's gone, or it doesn't work, or we have to buy another one. That it's in these changing times and in the church world, the world of church, it's a miracle. It's a miracle to have a leader with the stamina and the capacity, the competence, and the willingness to be so uncommonly motivated to see it done. And that's right. What she said that you may not have heard over your applause for her is all because of you. So she's one leg of a stool. Guess what's the other legs? Your leadership, your board of trustees, your staff, this music ministry, the people down that hall, the people in that corner back there, those wizards, and what it takes to, all of it that takes, and then you in the chairs, you in the seats here, you showing up, you serving, you outreaching to this community, to this city, to this state, to this region, and to hosting sub-region, hosting region, and you going into your own heart and then providing the financial support for that, what it takes to make that happen, and the emotional stamina and support, and the spiritual depth and understanding that it takes to make it possible. So it's a shared and mutual ministry, and that is the absolute definition of a thriving ministry, and what the text calls healthy congregation, a shared and mutual ministry. So it is a privilege and an honor for me to be back here with you, to serve with you, to be a part of what you're doing here is an absolute honor and privilege. And you also are the fulfillment of my own life's mission and my own life's vision, which is to serve those who serve, to minister to ministers and to minister to ministries. So you are a fulfillment of that mission for me. Now, I'm here also to comfort some of you and to afflict the rest of you. And it'll be more painful probably coming from me because I'll be out of here after today. So if you've got any issues with what I said, call Beth. And she's equipped for it. She doesn't mind. So think about what you've already heard here in these walls this morning. What'd you hear just this morning? Anybody? Say it out loud. Peace isn't always an option. What else? Love will build a bridge. Dream. Imagine. The rains will come. Have you noticed? You don't even get to vote. So the position we've put ourselves in as God of the universe, or God's first cousin, some of us, it's like we don't get to vote on when, or how, or what speed. So this illusion and delusion of, I know how it ought to go. I know what they should do. I know what I want them to do. I know what I need them to do. False, false, false. Now, how does that go over? Amen to some of you. Like, oh brother, does that leave me to do the work? Yes. So who gets to do your work for you? So I'll be administering a little test. This is only for the spiritually mature. That would be all of you. If you, at least once in your life, have been quickly offended, raise your hand. Who knew? If you consider yourself on at least one occasion in your life that you've been sensitive and slow to recover, raise your hand. Look around. We're in such good company here. This is what it means when you hear like-minded. Misery loves company. Come one, come all to the unity of Melbourne, where we judge and criticize and blame. We're quickly offended, easily provoked, slow to recover, covert and underhanded, in denial and delusion and illusion, and affirming it's all good. While our face has not caught up to our affirmation, we will affirm it anyway. It gets funnier and funnier when you really look and see and tell the truth. So, what happens to your soul, so to speak, or your spirit, when you're demanding and willful and stubborn and critical and judgmental? What happens to your spirit? Describe it. Say it out loud. Disconnect. Withered. Sick. Dis-ease. Yuck, 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 yuck. Cooties. Our spirits gets cooties. So these are indicators that these behaviors are not true for us. They're not in accordance of our nature. They're not in alignment with the truth of us. And then we've got this doggone human experience to get through, where people are demanding, willful, stubborn, easily provoked, sensitive, slow to recover. Have you noticed? So what if you accepted that as the human phenomena? That's the way of it. Welcome to the planet. That's what we do here. How would you be better off to accept that? Less stress. More peace.
Not offended easily.
I would be less offended. Not offended easily. Would not take things personally. I would understand this is part of the human phenomena. This is what the wacko mind does. It's innocent too, by the way. That's its job. Contrast. Up, down, right, wrong, fat, skinny, rich, poor, have, not, enough, not enough. It's all contrast. It has to judge. That's its job. So day in, day out, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it judges. Even in your sleep, even in your dreams, it's judging. What would it be like to accept that on its terms? Now, what would it be like to build stamina for it, understanding for it, and then to use it? So then when it's patterned to do that and alluring us, tempting us into those old knee-jerk reactions, and we were aware of it, what's another option for me? Understanding. What else? Acceptance. What else? What else is an option when it's trying to tempt you into always doing what you've always done? To be aware of it. So an ignoring of it, not a going to battle with it. Some of you know what happens when you go to war with it, right? Guess who wins? So it's not an ignoring like a depression of it or a suppression or a regression of it, but an ignoring it of it's innocent. It's false thinking, error thinking. So false, false, false. So if you understood and had an understanding that it was false, how would you relate to it?
Love it.
Yes. You'd understand it. You would have no reaction to it. You're neutral to it. Just a little friendlier with it. Like, I know you. And I know it's a dead-end street. And I've been down that street. And I've been in that dark black hole. And now I take a different street. Instead of trying to navigate the holes. A different street. So now imagine if you were defenseless, that you understand after today you've had a spontaneous awakening, an overnight enlightenment, and you suddenly are aware that all criticism about you is a gift. What'd she say? How would you meet criticism if you understood it's a gift? Self-awareness. Self-realization. Where are they right? That's always an option. Where are they right? So when they say, you're so serious, it's like, I know. I've discovered that about me. It's a symptom of anxiety. I'm working on it. Oh my God, you're so righteous. It's like, for 50 some years. And I've just in the last few years gotten aware of it. So I catch it when I can. So then I know then if I'm disturbed by the word, by the criticism, by the concept they're projecting onto me, and I'm still disturbed by it, I know that I still believe it. That's what stress is. A little alarm clock saying, wake up, sweetheart. Self-realize. Wake up. If you are Alpha and Omega, then you are everything. So there's nothing we are not. And then eventually, we're none of it either. But in the human experience, I care and I don't. I respect and I disrespect. I'm calm and I'm uptight. What if you didn't make either one of those wrong and accepted it's part of the human phenomena? What would that be like? To be awake in that. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? So then imagine your life now like you're watching a movie of you. Some of you are shaking your head. Remember, no shame. Have you had enough shame to last you the rest of your life? Have you? Have you? It's not a rhetorical question. Have you had enough shame to last you the rest of your life? Yes. And have you had enough guilt to last you the rest of your life? Yes. So this is about 100% shame-free, 100% guilt-free, and how I can look and see and tell me the truth of where these secrets are still undiscovered, where these secrets are still being held, and what it would be like to take an honest and courageous look-see into those parts of us, and where we are hostage and bound in those patterns, and what another possibility for our life is. And I experience it as liberation, and as resourceful, and collaborative, and purposeful, and intentional, and calmer, and a whole lot easier, and then happier and more joyous are just natural outcomes, not something we have to work for, something we are when we free ourselves from this bondage. So that's what this afternoon is about. Liberation, freedom. And then an honest look-see without shame, without guilt, at the areas of our own lives to where we're still bound to this. And I naturally want this for you because of what it's done for me. So come back if you can at 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock, whatever she says. And this will try to stop you. There's another way. I gave a little bookmark to you. These are quotes from Byron Katie's textbook, which is called Loving What Is. Ask 4 questions and turn your life around. And I've already given up on loving what is. I seldom ever do. I don't even like what is most of the time. However, I'm not at war with what is anymore either. So there's a level of neutrality and acceptance that's come from that. So here's the ones I drew for this morning. You don't experience anxiety unless you're attached to a thought that is not true for you. So anxiety is an indicator that you're believing a false thought. Stress is an indicator, a friend, so to speak. This will highly disturb some of you. I'm willing. The advice you've been giving your family, the advice you've been giving your friends, turns out to be the advice for you to live out. You're welcome. And for me, get a sense of what it would be like to drop advice giving. Guess who would suffer less if you drop advice giving? Just that one little thing. Test it to see how easy it is. If you think we should be there for you, guess who should be there for you? 100% of the time. This are a set of CDs. It looks like a DVD. False. CDs, 4 of them with 12 talk. Martha Creek, talk. And they're right over there on that piano. And they're for you to take with you if you want that. And it's on a love offering. You leave in that bowl, and then I use that money to go reproduce some more, and I keep sending them out in the world. And I get reports every week that someone has been benefited by these. So that's what I ask of you. If you take it, listen to it, and love it. And if you don't love it, I understand. And if you don't love it, sling it out a car window, leave it in the Goodwill, give it away, give it to somebody you don't like. Just please keep circulating it out in the world, because that's what they're made for, to be in somebody's hands and in somebody's ears for this work to make its way out in the world. And it's a way that I found to do it, so I don't have to be there physically. They'll hear it here.
What's Byron Katie doing today?
I have no idea. She still is at work. She travels all around the world, and you can find all about Byron Katie at thework.com. That's the website. If you want to know about my credentials or where I'm serving or what I'm up to, it's marthacreek.com. And I'm going to be over at Unity of the Villages next weekend. So if you know people in the area, if you want to be further tormented, drive over there. And Godspeed to you. You're in such an exciting time. So honored to be here with you. And if I can ever support you in any way, it is yours. And I love you and can't help it. Yeah.